Yes, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Doctor.
I need to be sure the panelists are online so we can begin our meeting. Apologies, we had some technical glitch at first, so I could not broadcast, but I can see a number of participants now. So we should start our meeting in a second. Vincent, I need to be sure you are available as well as Gertrude. The participants are waiting. Yes, hello. Vincent, please. Vincent?
Hello, Doctor?
Vincent, you should be able to unmute yourself. Otherwise, I am switching between activities. So every time you have the opportunity to unmute yourself and talk to the audience. I need to be sure you're available.
I am, Doctor, available. I don't know whether you can hear me now.
Clearly.
Okay.
I would like to encourage the rest of the participants to use the chat room if they have any questions at the moment. Again, apologies, we had some technical glitch, but I couldn't broadcast the meeting on time. Today's meeting is going to be facilitated by Dr. Mwonge, Madam Diana, and Gertrude and I. If the panelists could say hi to the audience, and then we begin straight away.
Good morning, our dear participants. This is Vincent Mwonge. I welcome you to this training, specifically regarding using virtual classrooms to foster students' learning during this COVID-19 institutional closure. This is an opportunity for us to encourage classes and learning to continue even during this recess. I welcome you all.
Thank you, Dr. Vincent. Diana?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Diana. We are so much grateful that you are with us in this meeting. We hope you're going to get the best out of this experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Do we have Gertrude online? Gertrude? Gertrude, you should be able to unmute yourself. Otherwise, we are starting the meeting now. Gertrude?
She's trying to reconnect.
Okay, then we need to start, ladies and gentlemen. We need to start by looking at what Google Classroom really does. We have we have been able to publish on our project program website a number of technologies that we are encouraging us to use. This morning, we want to demonstrate to us how to use Google Classrooms. For us to be able to use Google Classrooms, we shall go straight to Classrooms, classroom.google.com. Classroom.google.com is one of the virtual classrooms. Virtual classrooms mean we can create a classroom online and we engage with our students. So Google Classrooms is one of the many online classrooms that we can be able to use. So you would have to go to this website, classroom.google.com. Once you go there, a space like this will populate. If you don't have a Google Classroom created yet, you will not have any spaces like this. But let us look at an important point before we think about creating any online classes. I want to inform us that what you do in an online class will not be different from what you do in a physical class. Just to be explicit here, if you are a bad teacher in a physical class, you are going to be a bad teacher in an online class. But what does a class involve? I would like to encourage us that before we think about any classes, creating an online class, we should have some curriculum to deliver. We should have some curriculum to deliver. And so for us to be able to create an online class for today's presentation, I want to look at some of my courses for demonstration purposes. So before you go to any platform to create an online class, ensure you have the curriculum. I'll use one of the courses for our diploma program in ECD for illustration. The first thing we need to make sure we have is a course outline. That is very important. I'll pick on any of our courses in the diploma program for demonstration. Vincent, which program do you think we can use for demonstration today?
Learning design, could it be appropriate? That's if you have it there.
Learning design? Maybe
yes.
Learning design, maybe because we already have learning design online. Maybe I can pick on this. ECD, which is early grade reading instruction. Can we demonstrate with this?
It is fine.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing before we go online is to ensure that we have our curriculum. We are going to demonstrate with this random course here called ECD 2202, Early Grade Reading Instruction. It is your practice, we assume, that you have a well-developed course outline. Those who do not, I worry about those teachers who start courses and they don't even have a course outline. A typical course outline would have the course code and the course title, the course units, and then the number of contact hours a week. We shall talk about contact hours in online classes later. Then a course outline should have a course description. these are the things that we are going to put online, and they really matter. So you should have a course code, a course title, and course units and course description, what the course is all about. And then the course objectives, so that when somebody moves online, they know why they are interacting with that particular course, what they should be able to do by the end of the course. The learning outcomes, the course content outline. Yes, and then of course the delivery mode could be blended because you are going to work online and sometimes maybe offline. So delivery mode should be specified. And then the mode of assessment, how courseworks are going to be provided, and then the nature of the final examinations, and then the reading list. This is very essential for any courses, whether online or offline. As I said at the beginning, it is very, very vital that you think about your teaching practice. I mean, your practice of teaching. If you are a bad teacher offline, you'll be a bad teacher online. There's no shortcut. So then we shall go straight, we shall use this course to demonstrate how we can transform this course and have it online with Google Classes. I will copy this and then we move back to our classes. So once you have gotten to classrooms.google.com, what you have to do is to click this point here. I assume someone out there is looking keenly. Yes. So we shall click create or join a class. When you go to google.com and you have never created any Google Classroom, this space will be empty. So to create a course, click the plus sign and then create a class. You'll definitely have to agree with Google terms, otherwise you can't proceed. So click I have read and understood. I presume you have read and understood. Take time to read the terms of Google's terms of creating online classes. Then click next. Now this is where we have to start the course shell. Create a class and give it a name. The name of your course. Okay, so because our course is ECD 2202 early grade reading instruction. I will copy this there. Okay. So I could call this ECD, and then the subject would be early grade reading instruction. I can leave the room if we are having different rooms. I will show you how we can. If you have a big class, I will show you how you can have multiple rooms online. For now, I'll say create. So a minute as Google creates the class. Vincent, do you want to come in as Google creates the class?
All right. We need to get to the section where we have people. That's the third section.
Yes.
I should be working with you on this because I have not shared my screen.
Okay.
So I would expect you, Doctor, to get to the third section where we have people
But just before that, maybe to tell people that once this shell is created for you, you have a class code automatically generated. This class code is what you need to give to your students. They don't need to have any knowledge about Google Classrooms. Once you have given them this particular code, then and you give them this particular link, once they go here, they will be required to feed in this particular code to join your class. But I'll show you how. Yes, I'll show you how to invite your students into your classroom. So basically, Google Classroom has these 4 tabs. These are the tools. This is where we are going to find the tools to engage our students. First, we have the Stream tab. The Stream tab is where is a tab that allows you to directly communicate with your students. Yes, so here you have to say something. Write something, okay? You could say, as you move to a physical classroom, you could say to your students, much more about your class. I go back here and copy this again and put it here and say, welcome to this class. Okay, in this particular course, we are going to engage with methods of early grade reading instruction. Please see the course outline attached. Okay, so in an online class, you have to provide a course outline. And this is our actual practice when we begin. The first week we go to the classroom, we have to provide a course outline. So we already have our course outline here. I will just save this course outline so that I can upload it in our Google course class. Let me just post it on Google. So it is saving. So after saving, I will go here and add our course outline to the face of our course. File, upload, and then you have many options here, but because we want to upload the document for course outline, let's upload and then select. We saved it on a desktop and we named it. Is someone following? How did we name our course outline? We called it ECD 2202, isn't it? I presume. Then we say open, so it uploads. Click upload, and then the course outline will be uploaded. Once you have done that, you post to your students. Perfect. So we have said something on the welcome page of our course, and we have uploaded the course outline. So the next big thing to do here is to move to the classwork. Let us move to classwork. The classwork tab is where you will have to create a number of learning activities, a number of topics, a number of learning activities, and other things with which you want to engage your students. But you cannot begin off with your class with assignments before you actually create content for your course. So we have to create. Let us create, click create. Once you are in the classwork tab, click create, and the first thing will be a topic. Okay, so a topic, we shall go back to our course outline and then go to course content outline, and then maybe these will act as our topics. Let us put learning to read and then add. So we have that. Let us go back and put our content. So you'll see that it is really important for us to have our course outline before we go online to create any courses. Do you see how it is becoming easy for me to do because I already have my course outline? So now I'm creating topics. I am creating topics. Okay, and then the last topic, the second last topic is I'll add that. Then our last topic is this. Then we have added. So this far, we have created the topics for our class. We have topic 1, the role of community and family in supporting reading, materials and technology for early grade reading, teacher preparation and support for early grade reading, fundamentals of reading process, examining oneself as a reader, and then the basics of learning to read. Those are our topics. Now, once you have the topics created, you will click on a particular topic and upload content in that topic. That is really important. You will have to add content in every other topic. So what you have to do again to add content in a particular topic, click create, and then add material. That should be very important. Add material. Okay, so we are going to add material under a particular topic, but we need to go back and look at this, the role of community and family in supporting reading. We need to find relevant material for that. So click create and then add material. We shall go back one step and then ensure that you're doing the right thing. So this is about role of community and family in supporting reading. Let's go back here, add material for that. That's the idea. So we have to find content for that. If you have that content, you could choose to go to, if you have a file or if you have a PowerPoint, you can click file upload. But let us see how YouTube could allow us to get videos on the role of family in supporting reading. Maybe we could find useful information there. So I'll say maybe move to YouTube. And then I will paste some information there, family for supporting reading, and then I search. YouTube is a very wonderful resource, learning resource. So probably you have time to go through a relevant video on YouTube, but this is looking at the family and literacy program. Maybe that's important. Using data to support, that's not really important. Introducing synthesis in early years. I don't know whether, what video you see important here for us to add, Vincent?
You had one, but you've skipped it just a little above there.
Yes.
Down below, where we had helping helping a parent to support here, helping parents.
Helping parents?
With children's literacy.
Maybe we choose this one.
Yeah.
So we shall double click and then add this resource. Very simple, very handy, very interesting. Already we have a video to show to students about the role of the community and family for supporting early grade reading. Once you have added, we shall say post. But before you post, please select a topic under which this video is going to be placed. So where is the video, where is our content going to be placed? Diana, where do we post this content?
Role of community and family.
Role of community and family, very good. So make sure that you are placing content under the right topics. Then we do post. We can choose to post some content to particular students if we are doing some remedios for a specific group of students. But now, because we don't have students yet in our classroom, we cannot be able to post to a particular student. For now, we assume all our students need this content. Once that is done, we click post. There we go. We have some content under this topic. We can have as much more content as possible. So we can also say add material and then go to maybe a link. Can we demonstrate using a link?
Okay.
We can demonstrate using a link. So if for instance, you have some, let me again see, role of family in supporting reading. We can go to Google. We could go to Google and then say role of family in supporting reading. Okay, we search and then the impact of family involvement in reading. Maybe that is a wonderful resource. It's your role as a teacher to sieve from the available information. Maybe we have this document around. If you find that this is really important for students to really engage with, then we can just copy this document. We can say download. Let me see whether download is available for this. Yeah, so we can, if you see that this is a wonderful resource, PDF document, copy the link here to this document. Right click and copy, then move back to your class, create material, and then add material. Because it's a link to a Google document, click link. Paste the link there, and then add link. So Google Class automatically uploads the document for the student to engage with. It's already a PDF document, and it's right here. When we click, we the student will go to this page. So it will be as interesting as that. Once we have gotten the document, it's again about role of family in supporting reading. This, remember, before you post a document or a content, select the appropriate topic where it has to be posted. So it's again about role of family, isn't it?
Sure.
Then we post. Please do the same thing all through the topics. It's about your thinking now, but you see how easy this can be. Creating course topics and adding topics there. You can add videos, you can add PowerPoints, you can add documents. Okay, now that we have added some, we have worked with a stream to communicate to students. We have added some content, created topics and added contents. Everything that we do here, the student will be automatically notified. You see our home page, the stream page, everything that we have done will be communicated to the students on the home page. For instance, students will be notified that the teacher has posted a new material under the topic role of family in supporting reading. Everything that we do, the student will be notified and they will act accordingly. So for you to do any content development within Google Classes, you will go to Classroom, you will go to Classwork, create content. Now that we have some content, we need to see how to engage the student with this content. Since I am the speed is quite high here because I will need to ask you to instruct us on the way forward. But just before that, I need to tell and demonstrate to people how, after adding some content under topics, we can engage students with assignments, quizzes, questions, and a few other important interactive features. For now, I want to demonstrate how we can develop quizzes. We already have our content here, and we need to ask the student to engage with this content and then do some assignment, just to be sure that the student has a grasp of the content that we are he is interacting with within the classroom. So in order to set assignments, we shall go to, let me illustrate quizzes. We shall go to quiz assignment. Quiz assignment. Okay. And then do what? Once we have some content, let us say quiz number one. Quiz number one. We need to create a quiz, okay? For us to create a quiz, we shall say add, okay? If you have your quiz somewhere, but because you don't have a quiz somewhere, I will click blank quiz. We are going to demonstrate how to use a Google form to construct a quiz. All right. So I will call it quiz 1. And I'll tell a student, please answer all the questions in this quiz. Okay, and then what kind of quiz do I want to set? I will go back here and one step backward, because this is the content that we have, role of community in supporting. I will copy this and then move to, I'll copy this and then move to our quiz and call set a question. It is about the role of family. So what kind of question can we ask here? What kind of quiz can we ask a student here? Vincent.
Oh, yes, we can ask them to list ways in which parents can support children's reading.
Okay, maybe we can ask which one of the following is not a parent's role in supporting children's reading. Isn't that a nice question? Okay, now we list the roles of parents in supporting children's reading. Like? Anna, what are the roles of parents in supporting children's reading?
Buying reading materials.
Okay, buying reading materials. Then Vincent.
Designing or making reading materials.
Parents make reading materials?
Yes.
Maybe yes, okay. Making reading materials. And then blah, blah, you can mention as many, but which one is not a parent's role? What do you think is not a parent's role in supporting reading for children?
We can think of designing a curriculum for reading.
Okay, designing curriculum for reading. Designing curriculum for reading. Okay, so some mess here. I need to continue. No, I have two. This is a multiple choice question, right?
It is.
Yeah. So we have to do that again, unfortunately. Buying reading materials. Then we said
making reading materials.
Making reading materials. And then designing curriculum. Okay, so we have that, and then we move down here to selecting, designing the answer. Okay. Which one of the following is not a parent's role in supporting children's reading? We have buying reading materials, making reading materials, and designing. So which one is not? Designing. Okay. Yeah. So we have to give some feedback. If a student says designing, curriculum, we have to add some feedback, isn't it? So that for the correct answer, we shall say correct, or we can say correct, or we can say well done. Well done, parents. We could say it's known the parents' role to design curriculum. Because that is the right answer. When the student clicks on that, we have to motivate them to tell them that's correct. It's not the parents' role to design. Curriculum. Otherwise, if they give a wrong answer, if a student said buying reading materials, what feedback would you give them? We have to edit here. And then for incorrect answers, what feedback would you give them? Would you say,
try again?
Would you say,
wrong.
Try again? Oh, wrong. Wrong sounds to be really a strong language. Some parents, some instructors, some tutors have really annoyed the students by when they give wrong answers. They say stupid. That's not correct. So maybe we could say, oops, that's not right. Parents have to buy materials for their children, and or how to buy and make materials for their children's reading. Because those are the options that we gave on number 1 and number 2, isn't it? So that's the feedback we give for the wrong answers, not so. So we save.
Am I still online? I can hardly hear you, Doctor.
Doctor seems to be offline.
Yes. Vicent?
Oh, yes, doctor. I can hear you now.
I had some fluctuation in the network. Apologies.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are looking at setting another quiz. So because I had some internet fluctuation, I have to revert to the changes. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we had not set points for the correct answer. So if a student gives this correct answer, they get how many points? Maybe 2, maybe 3. So you set those points. Now, once you are done, click done. Then you can create other question. If it's a multiple choice, you can just duplicate. But if it's another kind of question, you can click add. Okay. Select the kind of question that you want to set. Maybe it's a short answer question this time. What kind of short answer question can we ask here, Vicent?
Identify ways or list
Okay.
ways.
List 2 ways. Yes.
In which parents support children's reading.
In which parents can support children's reading. Okay, so a student will have to list those ways in form of a short answer, and maybe because it's a short answer, we can say any correct whatever is 3 marks as well. Just for demonstration purposes in this webinar, to ask different kinds of questions, you will have to click add every time you want to add a question. Select the type of question. It could be a short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, checkbox, selection like drop down. Maybe we can try the very last one with a drop down. What do you think?
It is fine.
Okay, that should be fine. We want a drop down. No. We want to add a question number 3, which is a drop down. So a student just selects. We say it is a drop down. Okay. So what question can we ask? So you see, it is important that before you move online, you have done your background design. You have your content, you have your exercises. Like I said from the beginning, if you did not do it in the class, you can, in the face-to-face, you cannot do it online. Okay. So what kind of, we could say which one of the following is yes.
We need our participants to understand what a drop-down question is.
Yeah, because we are going to show that, we are going to demonstrate that. Otherwise, they cannot know by now how a drop-down would look like.
Okay, maybe just to talk to them about a kind of a closed-ended question that allows respondents to choose one answer choice from a list of choices presented in a drop-down.
I assume they have understood that, but maybe they will once we have gone to the preview of the questions and they see how elements actually drop down.
Sure.
So which one of the following is
a reading skill?
Is a reading skill? Okay. You sound like you are a language teacher, Vincent. Okay, so mention the reading skills.
We're going to list about 6 essential reading skills.
Okay.
Decoding, fluence, vocabulary, sentence construction,
maybe sentence construction.
But doctor,
yes,
all those are reading. All these we have listed are reading skills, and
yes,
and the question suggests for one. So that means we can have an allowance for all the 4 to be mentioned.
No, in a drop down, a student will have to select one right answer, but it's in form of a drop down. So we could say which one of the following is not
Yes,
a reading skill. Okay, so we can add another element that is not a reading skill.
Reasoning.
Yes.
Reasoning.
Maybe reasoning. Okay, so yeah, that's it. We go and give feedback. Feedback, if they say feedback for that, feedback for the right answer, we shall say correct. Reasoning is not a reading skill. Okay, and for the incorrect answer, we shall say wrong. What kind of feedback do you always give to students?
Sorry.
Sorry. Oh, that sounds bad. Eh? Sorry.
No.
Sorry. Maybe decoding, fluence, vocabulary, and sentence construction are key reading skills. Okay, then we save. But
sure.
Remember to give points to this question. Maybe this time we give 4.
All right.
We shall allow the participants to explore this option as we have some other items to demonstrate, okay? Now, but we need to see how will be before the students, so we go there. Yes?
Sure.
So this is how the this is how you would see the interface of the quiz. This is how the quiz will appear before the student in the class. And we shall quickly go back there. Now, the student will have the quiz, like, please answer all the questions in this quiz. Which one of the following is not a parent's role in supporting children's reading? And maybe we say this, or this, all this, okay? Then list 2 ways in which parents, can we list those 2 ways?
Talking to children.
Okay, talking to children.
Can we hear from any of our participants?
We can, if we moved to a Q&A, but I am hesitant to allow any questions up and now because we have a Q&A where we shall extensively engage them.
Okay.
Yeah, but let us just for demonstration purposes here. And then which one of the following is not a reading skill? Then this is the drop down we are talking about. So a student only has to select from, and then we say maybe vocabulary, and then we submit. Student submits. Now, when the student submits, they'll see their scores instantly. This is the beauty of using quizzes for assessment. Once you have designed your quiz very well, the students will automatically be assessed. A number of people have been grappling with how is assessment done online? How can we do blah, blah, blah? And this is the knowledge that we need to have. So once the student has submitted, they can view their score by clicking on view score. Now here is the feedback. Do you appreciate the beauty of this?
Perfect.
Diana? Yeah, so once the student has done our quiz, which one of the following? And yeah, so they get feedback, curriculum. So that's the right answer. List 2 ways in which parents are then talking to children. Because you have not listed 2 or something, that's the kind of feedback you get. Because the answer was right, they get 3 out of 3. Because this was wrong, they don't get any mark. Because this is wrong, they don't get any mark. And the feedback is like, sorry, decoding fluency and sentence construction are key reading skills. This is what the teacher needs to do. Now, once you have set your quiz right, go back. You remember what we were doing? Designing a quiz.
Okay.
Okay. And this was quiz number 1. Let us edit the assignment. And this is our quiz number 1. It's automatically there. Once you have created it, it will go directly into your quiz. So we shall say assign students. This is going to be marked out of 100. You can set the due date for the quiz. And so you say maybe by 30th, all the students should have done this quiz. Remember, in this pandemic, you give some allowance for the students. Others, when you set strict deadlines, some students will be left out. Give some reasonable amount of time to allow students to do and engage with the coursework or the quizzes or assignments. Once you have done that, say assign. Students will see the assignments in their streams immediately. Say Fine. So we have so far created content and we have set assignments for our students. And now the next task, remember, while we have already our content and assignments, we don't have students in our class. We don't have students yet. So what we have to do is to go to the People tab, okay? And then invite co-teachers. Remember, online learning is very effective if it is co-facilitated. I know that it is the practice among our in our institutions to allow co-teaching. In the online classrooms, we call that e-tutoring. When you co-facilitate with a teacher, the way I am doing with Vincent, Vincent becomes my co-tutor, becomes my co-facilitator, my co-teacher. So I have to invite a co-teacher. If I have their email, but I know Vicent's email, your email is automatically in my contacts. But because Diana, you are my co-teacher, isn't it?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, but the co-teacher is very silent. You have to talk like me, Diana.
I am a doctor. I'm with you.
Okay, so I am adding you to co-facilitate in this ECD 2202 course. So your email is here. I can add as many co-teachers if the institution will pay for all of these co-teachers to facilitate in one course. So I will invite you. So I have already invited some co-teachers in this class. So this class has 3 teachers already. But now we need to invite our students, okay? There are 2 options for inviting students in your class. You can have to just invite them by email if you have their emails, or just send this code to them and the class link. What we call the class link is this URL. You just copy this URL and send it to the students. Then you send this particular code to them, then they can join your class. For demonstration purposes, I will make one of the contacts that I have my students. I don't know who is willing to be my student here. Otherwise, you don't just invite anyone in your class. So it's really important that as you think about online interaction, you have the students' contacts, the phone numbers on which you can send the link in form of messages, and all their emails if they can access emails. I am not sure this one would want to join my class, so I will remove them. So I will add as many as my students. So then we are ready to go, members. The grading tab is not active because none of my students has done the assignments. But when the assignment is done, the records will show that student ABC scored mark X on assignment Y. That will be as simple as that. I need to welcome you, Vincent.
Sure. Hello?
Finally, things in the training, say some things, and then we can, the floor is yours.
All right, Doctor. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank you so much, Doctor, for this wonderful presentation. And at the same time, I want to thank our participants for according us this time to engage and involve themselves in this training. I want to highlight a few issues that you have just presented to us. Number one,
yes.
Google Class teaching is an online kind of teaching. And in your training, you have identified about 4 important sections that we need to understand in online instruction. You have repeatedly talked about the content or the curriculum, the technology, and in this case, you are highlighting the Google Classes, the pedagogy, and this would be the methods of teaching, and lastly, the assessment. I want to re-echo to our participants that these 4 sections are very important. They must have realized that the first step should be to have content, to have curriculum ready with you. You have the kind of resources, and you have given them time. You have gone through these resources well. Actually, you should not upload any file, any document, or even any video which you have not given time to go through. Otherwise, you are going to upload something that is totally irrelevant, maybe to a particular of a particular content. So our dear participants, it is important that you have prepared your content well. You have perused through the content and you know the questions out of the content. You know how it flows, you know the themes, and you know what you want to bring out of your content. Then the technology, I want to appeal to our dear participants that this is the time for them to continue interfacing with the Google Classes to explore more features. Doctor has done a lot, but not yet over. Actually, the other side of learning is going to be dependent on how our participants accord their time to understand how to use Google Classes. There are so many other features we have not been able to explore, of course, given the amount of time that we have, but it's important to continue the practice. I want to borrow from Franklin's idea that if you want me to forget, you just speak to me. But if you want me to learn, then demonstrate to me. And again, if you want me to forget, teach me. In other words, we want to involve you in our learning, just like Doctor has been doing. We want you to have experience with online instruction, with your input, with your active interaction. So we want you to be engaged and involved in this kind of instruction. So we want you to have time of your busy schedules. I don't know whether that still applies in this COVID recess, but this should be the time to utilize and explore online instruction. Pedagogy is another section that Doctor has highlighted. Online teaching is not automatic. Actually, this is what Doctor started with. If you're a bad teacher in a face-to-face interaction, you're likely to be a bad teacher when it comes to online instruction. If you're a good teacher in a face-to-face interaction, let you be good in an online instruction. So devise several pedagogies, several methods of involving your learners in your teaching. We have had several sections when Doctor was displaying to us where we are required to give a description on a particular maybe content or information that we are trying to upload. Describe. However, this has been optional. But I want to encourage our participants that this is something that is going to make you present in any online class. Try to always communicate to your students. This is, to give an example, you can say, we are giving you this assignment and we are thinking by the end of it, you're going to be able to do A, B, C, D. always speak to them and in first person. Don't say students are going to attempt this. No, you say you are going to attempt this, because the moment you use first person, then you are able to bring them closer to you, and you're going to have kind of an interaction that is live. And lastly is the assessment. Of course, this is the end bit of the teaching, the content, and then the technology you have used. We want to emphasize that you should be able to create interactive and authentic assessment that engages learners in a continuation of their course's learning journey, rather than presenting the assignments as barriers to moving forward in the course. You have seen the kind of assignments we have engaged you on. Several interactive assignments. Let's not give blocking questions. Let's not give questions that are not going to encourage continuity in learning. Let's give assignments that are calling on students to engage with the content even in our absentia. So I think the 3 or 4 sections of instructions have been well brought out by Dr. And purely, not take a lot of time, that's what I wanted our participants to be well versed with as key aspects of online instruction.
Yes, perfect. Can we hear from Diana before we open the floor to the participants? Diana, do you have something to say? Diana? Diana, you're coming in through broken. Maybe we can have you later. And now it's time for our participants to raise questions. Please raise up your hand. Use the feature for raising up hands, and then we can have you. We can accommodate a few questions. I can see Mary. Mary, please. Mary Atabong. Mary, I have unmuted you. Please, can you talk to us? All right, I'll have Mide Nakate. You have a question. Mide, I have unmuted you. Please, can you talk to us?
Doctor, I've liked your lesson, sir. I've enjoyed the way you have given us the 3 options of setting questions, which has been my major challenge of giving assignments. I really liked the drop-down question. Thank you so much for the lesson, Doctor.
Yes, you are welcome, Mide. There are even many more features that you can explore in Google Classes to ask meaningful questions to students. It's about us to really explore these features and see how we can support students' learning. So welcome, Mide. Cisse, please. Cisse? You see, there are students who raise up their hands in the class, and then when you pick on them, they don't say anything.
I'm talking, Doctor.
Okay, please talk.
Yeah, thank you so much, Doctor. It has been a very good start, and I've learned a lot on how to go about the Google teaching or online instruction. I've tried to grasp some steps, but of course, as you know, with technology, one needs consecutive practice to gain mastery. So I'm only trying to put up a request that if another lesson would be organized so that we get on board to learn more on the other areas that we have not touched. Thank you so much, Doctor.
You are welcome, ma'am. Yes, Mr. Kaiwa.
Yes, Doctor. Good afternoon, Doctor.
Yes, good afternoon.
In this session, I thought that, Doctor, you were going to assist us on learning on how we can open up our institutional or personal, they call the Zoom meeting gadgets also. I'm sorry if you had started by doing so. I joined some minutes after I had some jumbled issues this side. I don't know how it went. I'm now stabilized. Doctor, what are you saying about that?
Mr. Kaiwa, is this Mr. Kaiwa? Ms. Haruna, yes, today's presentation has been about using Google Classes and not using Zoom. It will be, we can organize any other meetings to talk about how to use Zoom. That's the same facility that I'm using now to reach out to you, because we have several online tools.
Doctor.
We have several.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So we have been able to mount on to our program website a number of technologies that can facilitate online training, online meetings. Zoom is just one of them. Okay. We have the big blue button, we have Google Hangouts, we have WhatsApp, we have Skype, and we have used a lot, lots of these tools. So maybe that would be a separate meeting. For now, we wanted to demonstrate to people how to use Google Classroom to design an interactive teaching and learning class online.
Thank you, Doctor. I just got okay, sir.
Okay, then. Mr. Kulo. Lamek.
You just do this.
I have allowed you people, but you are busy on a few other things. I'll pick on someone else.
Doctor, hello?
Yes, Lamek.
Hello? Hello? Yes, thank you, Doctor. I hope you are hearing me.
Very well.
Hello? Thank you very much, Doctor, and your panelists. I have really enjoyed this lesson. It has been quite good, and I am going to try my best, and I know all the other participants to learn how to use the Google Classroom. Make another presentation, we shall be somewhere. It has been a very good. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Lamek. And can we allow James, Mr. Adama James?
Hello.
James, please.
Yeah, are you hearing me?
Very well.
Okay, thank you, Doctor, for your presentation. I think I'm impressed. Right from the beginning, I've been following this presentation up to the end. But I have a feeling that somewhere when it comes to assessment, you should have explored the other options. For instance, I saw somewhere uploading files. I don't know, does it mean when it comes to that kind of thing, you have to write the question somewhere, maybe on the desktop, and then you upload them? Needed some bit of demonstration if there was time. Thank you.
James, as you rightly see, time here now cannot just allow, but you can set many more different types of questions with the Google Classrooms. You can choose to set an offline task and then upload the document by using the file upload. You can do so many things. Maybe it's not time now to enable us to do this, but I could just quickly show you here how that is possible. But I am encouraging you to really try out this. This is something that you can try out on your own. My presentation was really to show you that the tools available here, there are tools available here for you to do just anything that you want. We shall accommodate, I think, about, I can see so many hands here, and we do.
Let us speak on more if time will allow us.
Okay. Cisse.
Yes, please.
You have another question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask more clarification on how to invite the students. For example, when you have work and then you want to invite them to the meeting, and then the other one, my colleague had just asked about it.
Yes.
I think I'll not, but mostly how the students can be invited using their emails or phone numbers. I didn't get it clearly.
Okay, can you see, are you on your screen? You can see the class, the people tab here.
Yes, please.
Click on people tab, okay? And then you see the section for teachers and the section for students.
Yes, please.
What you have to do is click on this section of the plus where you have the image of, and then click plus. Okay.
You're breaking.
The network, of course, is breaking.
Yes, please.
Here. Someone was calling.
We go ahead. I'm seeing the last question.
Okay, some echo in the background. So that's what you do. Click on add students and then write their, if you have their emails, write their emails. I mean, select their emails. I am hesitant to pick on any of the contacts that I have here because I will not just, maybe I can choose, this one is my student, they have no problem. Then select the email and then click invite. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So click invite. So the student will be notified in their email to join the class. The link will automatically be sent to them. They just click the link and poof, they're into the classroom already.
Okay.
But if you don't choose that way of sending emails, you are going to send this class code to students. this class code?
Yes, please.
You see it?
I'm seeing.
Yeah, so you select this link, you copy this link, and then I could just go here and then okay, please, I could say, please join the ECD 2202 class by clicking on the following link. Lamek, you are distorting. Your voice is coming in. Yeah, so
No,
I could just. Okay. Yeah. So then, when I go back here, I'll just copy this class code.
Yes.
And paste it there. Oh, okay. So I could just say that class code is 4x5c class code is 4x. Let me just copy this. So this is all you need to send to your student to join your class.
Okay, doctor.
And you'll have your students there. All right, any other question? I think we can have only, I am hesitant to allow people who I cannot identify. So someone is signing in as 512, I don't know their names. And then they're signing in as, they're joining the meeting as Galaxy A51. I will risk to allow them. Okay. Galaxy, can you talk to us? Someone using a Galaxy machine, can you talk to us? Okay, I think Banwadi Mukchakara. Technospark. Okay, Vincent, please come in and we do some concluding remarks. It's time. We shall end the meeting in a little while.
Sure, Doctor. I think we also need some of our participants, especially who have noise.
I need to find the way of stopping, of muting Lamek.
Okay, good. I understand.
Because Vincent, please move on.
Okay, I want to thank you so much, Dr. for a wonderful presentation, and I want to thank our participants. You can see they have really been following, and I think we have a take home that the learning session has been successful. We have had some comments on much of the procedures you have been training us through. So it is almost clear that we have had participants who are able to have some skills at the end of our training. I want to the rest of the features that you need to explore, you can do on your own. It's very important that you now and then use Google Classrooms to explore on other features of uploading content, putting them through. And lastly, Doctor, I think well, it was Mr. Kaiwa. I think some other colleague, actually what you have just mentioned, we need to train our participants on how to use Zoom, because it is even clear that some of our participants don't know how to sign in for a Zoom conference, just like the kind of names they are given, Galaxy, Dimension, and some codes. So I understand this is what our ECD staff can look into, and have, of course, several other trainings on how to utilize Zoom. And finally, I want to remind our dear participants that there are several Google online applications that we put on our website, just like how Dr. said, that we can adventure through and be able to utilize to support continued learning during this COVID-19 recess. We want to ensure that learning goes on, and not only learning with our staff, we can have meetings with our tutors using these kind of technologies. So it is important that we embrace these kind of technologies and be able to hold activities even within this recess. And I want also to inform our participants that we have several other trainings that are coming in. They can always visit their WhatsApp groups for any update regarding more presentations to be held during this period. I want to thank you so much, Doctor, and our panelists for this wonderful presentation, and for the participants for their active engagement. And thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mwonge. If we have Diana online, you could say one or two words, and then I'll end the meeting. All right, we don't seem to be having Diana come through, but I'd like to thank everyone for your active participation in this webinar. I have sent this form to us all just to evaluate your intent to use Google Classrooms. After every training, we shall ask your view, what your view is about using a particular tool in your context. So I'd like to appeal to everyone to fill in this form. We are going to send this link in our WhatsApp group. Kindly complete this evaluation form so that we know which areas to improve in our subsequent training. Thank you, everyone, and until we meet again for the next training. we shall always post the workshop links in our WhatsApp groups. Thank you very much, everyone, and please, goodbye.
All
Bye,
right,
Doctor.
Doctor.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mida.
Thank you so much.